Hi folks, it's Jeff here from the very top. Welcome, my top left with Nick, Jaden, Stefan, and 𝗙𝗏𝗏, and I believe 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏 is joining us shortly. We're international globe superstars today, but we're eating some potassium. Good on you, mate. Get that energy down you. And I'm Jeff, and I'm from Scotland, currently in Indonesia. I travelled today to a new island, one of the Sumatra Islands, to one I don't know the name of. I was just describing there my purpose of doing these. I am going to show you what we're going to cover today, and we've had a feedback for some people that were on yesterday that we're just going too fast because it is a beginners. And I have to remember the purpose of this is to support people who checking out of trading is for them. And for the more experienced people, it really should be a review or a look at someone else's style of trading, because I know quite a few have traded before. Malcolm will come on. So with that there, let me show you what I should have shown you yesterday. I actually took this from the last time I actually held this in a separate group. This is a 13-minute trader group, which you're all a member of. And I took the last time I put this in a different group, and all I've done is to change the date. So that's what we're supposed to do yesterday. An overview. Because you all have trading view. I have to fast track certain things. Today is supposed to be about support resistance, trend. What is a trend? And using at least 2 time frames. Now let me ask people here. I don't know the answer to some of these, but I have to ask. Nick, you've used more than 1 time frame, I know. Yeah, Jaden, have you?
Yeah.
Stefan? Yep.
Yeah.
Alana, have you? Yeah. Thank you very much. So there's different ways that you can either swap between multi-time frames on 1 chart, or you can have 2 or more charts. Has anybody here never did 2 or more charts, or does their trading view only support 1 chart? It's probably a better question.
You mean like I've 4 charts on the page?
Okay,
like
you've got 4.
50-minute, hour, 4-hour,
Yep.
and daily.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So that's a multi-time frame. Stefan, would you the same? Do you have at least 1 or 2?
Yeah, I do usually just have 1 chart, and I just switch time frames because otherwise I find it a little confusing. But yeah.
Thank you. And 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏, if you can just comment any time, or just nod if it's I'm just trying to confirm where we're at. So thank you very much. I've never thought of auto model pages. Okay, so let's just have a look at, for example, let's move this Zoom thing. So there's trading view, and for this to have at least 1, you need to have a version of a paid for one. So that's what 1 looks like. You just click up there, and if you do, I could go to there's 2. So I could have like a 1 minute, or on this time I've got, there's a little auto button in the bottom right. Press that auto, and there auto, and that should see how that manipulates it there. So just in summary, AUD USD, this is the left is a 1 minute chart. AUD, oh, that's not AUD USD. I was looking at before. AUD USD, this one is a 5 minute chart on the right hand side. And you can see definitely differences. Now, before we go any further, if you think of yesterday's session, we covered way too much. We covered partly what we're supposed to do here.
Nothing like being thrown in at the deep end, mate.
Well, I had, it wasn't a complaint, but people did say to me, Jeff, if this is the beginners, this is not for me.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
okay,
yeah, it might be a bit much for some. Yeah.
To be fair to them, that's what it's for. So I will cover a bit of what we covered yesterday, about fair value gaps, so we can see it on the chart today. I'm just trying to see what else I've got. The old-fashioned support resistance, I use that terminology, but I don't use it as the way it was is taught by most schools. I use other things, but focusing on that was a little setup we're talking about with I had a live session earlier on between that was finished an hour and 12 minutes. Well, it's supposed to finish an hour and 12 minutes ago. I went overboard, as you can see that there. That's the Eastern Standard Times. I can delete that. And you can see when we use these stabilizers, that's a red stabilizer. It came down, it turned green. So there's a big warning sign there, and you could quite have easily just stayed in the trade. What that was, I spoke about that yesterday for the people. Do you remember what we called that yesterday, where there's no overlap? The candles, we just have the wick. I'll show you in the live chart. Liquidity void. That was stabilizer blocks. If you want to call these, that's my name for them, stabilizer blocks. So the reason I use the phrase stabilizer, some people get confused. What's an order block? What's a breaker block? There's all these different blocks. So I've created an indicator. It's just a block, and I've called them stabilizers. Stabilizers. Thinking of riding it in Scotland, when we drive a new child, we teach them to ride a bicycle. They have little stabilizers, we call them the side. I don't know what they call them in England or America or Canada or stabilizers, yeah. Welcome, Malcolm. Can you speak?
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy. Malcolm got a special link. Woo-hoo!
Yeah.
Good on you.
That's me. So special.
Yeah. Yeah. So this, as you can see from there, that was whatever time that was. And I'll happily show you that. But that was yesterday. We're just discussing a trade that we were in an hour, whenever it was ago, with a different group. I teach my private mentoring program. Again, come back to this. The whole ethos behind this is to give people that beginners, meaning it's for beginners, and have a second voice for those. If people after this want a bit more, they're very welcome to join my mentoring program. If people said, Jeff, I've had enough, I'm good as I am, with a bit of knowledge. Thank you for that. I'm happy with that too. So for me, you could call it helping people, because it might help people say, guess what, Jeff, trading is not for me. And based on the session yesterday, some people may have opted out because I went too deep, and I never gave them a proper chance. So if that has been the case for them, all I can do is apologize because I went too heavy. So for those people that had commented to me privately, I do apologize. I have to remember this as a beginner's course. So I needed to say that. I just needed to say that. So let's look at AUD USD right now. I'm just going to remove this. And I'm going to quickly jump back and forward to this. Support and resistance trend lines and time frames. Multi-time frames 1 and a 5. You can use a 5 and a 15. You can do what Jaden's got. You've got something like you can use a 4. There's different ways of setting it up. 3s or 4s. If you've got these, there's a different way down there. And I call this spaghetti at the bottom. We do stuff like that. I've never had more than 4. Jaden, have you ever had more than 4?
No.
It's a different trade like Jeff set up. I've got an older one. I prefer 2 or maximum of 3, where I have a one screen larger on here, like might be like an hour or a 15, and I'm using maybe a 1 or a 5 for an entry, something like this. And with the new trading view, you can manipulate this. They've upgraded it so you can do all this. It makes it a lot more fluid and flexible. You look at this chart here. There's a 1 hour time frame on the right. Let me bring it down to the 15. See it, so you can see it rejected off of that there. But for the people that were asking about wicks yesterday on this time frame, I'll remove all this. There's a phrase where the wicks do the damage. Let me remove everything. The wicks do the damage, but the story, the narrative, is the bodies of the candles. So, for example, if people have stop losses above there, it comes down. People think I'm getting in the trade. If they're in a lower time frame, they think they're getting in the trade, then it shoots straight back up. And I believe it does. I can't really see that properly, actually. In my 30-minute indicator, you know, actually, let me remove all of these for a minute. Hide indicators. You can see how the wick does the damage there. And just people were thinking getting in a bit too early. They were getting excited. Buy. Because they went, oh, let's go for a buy. Or not waiting for a sell. Either way, they're taking that. Now, I have a special trading time. I have a special trading time that I prefer to trade. And it is now. It is right now. This is when I prefer to trade. Or Eastern Standard Time, 3 AM. Or believe it or not, 8 PM Eastern Standard Time. So for those people in North America, 8 PM, it's the evening, it's in the slow Asian range. It works a treat, and the slow Asian range goes from box to box to box to box. And you're like, surely it can't be like this. That's exactly what it does. And it feels like cheating sometimes. We had a beginner come into a group doing 12% per week. That's like, how is that possible? Putting everybody else to shame. Per week, not per month, per week. And I've got to be honest, she's paper trading because she's a new beginner, and paper trading through TradingView. Hi, demo mate. And with another, when I first launched the 30-minute trader program, I moved from something called a 10x, which is multi-time frame analysis from the monthly, the weekly, the daily, all the way down. Then we launched this the very first month. There's someone on this call today. There's someone on the call right now got access to that. And if I said to you, you get more than 10% per week, would you consider that being quite good?
Definitely.
If I said you get more than 20% a week, would you consider that being quite good? If I said in the very first month you did 180% growth, 180%,
Wow.
and that person is on here right now. It wasn't me, just so you know. It wasn't me. It was someone else. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 8 of us here. And that person this month is crushing it again, and last month crushed it. It's one of the people on here. And that person wants to speak, they can, or like that. And it's using this system. So don't listen to me, listen to the people that are using it. So I'll just quickly say to 2 people that came on. Hi, demo mate.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I appreciate being here.
Another great with it.
Repeat that, please.
Another great morning with it.
Yes. Yeah, we just had a nice session here with the team. We didn't miss you there, actually. I was just speaking about someone in this Zoom that's did a really good month, crushing it on gold. But somebody here like to trade the idea of gold?
That'll be me then.
That would be you.
Anybody that wants to know.
That would be that man there. So Jaden asked me a question about, I help people become better traders. And in some ways, they're better traders than me. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. So if I help Jaden make more than me, is he happy or disappointed?
Happy.
Very happy.
Yeah, I'll be happy, yeah.
Take what you want out of the market and move on with your life. For me, it's about lifestyle. What I want. You don't see me in big fancy watches or Rolexes. I don't, like some people on their Facebooks, they have big boats and things, or big fancy cars with flashy music. We don't do that here. I just show my life. So I've started doing these reels. I'm not. I've got a social media team, and they're videoing me everywhere I go, showing a bit of my lifestyle, and it's a bit crazy. Like I'm just walking, and they say, "Jeff, walk again." I'm like, "What? Just go back there and walk again," and it's like crazy. Like a day in the life of Jeff. You don't see fancy cars, or you just see a normal guy who's what I choose, and that suits me. So you never hear me say anything about my big fancy yacht, and I've been very clear about that. And if anybody says that, most of these people are fake. Most of them are fake, and
Yeah.
I feel quite emotional about that actually, because I know people as friends, and that's what they have on their walls, and I'm like, that's not true. That is not true. So yeah, be very careful. So Mr. Demo, not Jeff, did 180% the first month it was released. How you been getting on, Demo? I'm sure you made losses. I'm sure you made losses as well.
Yeah, pretty good. I've had losses. I had a couple of bad weeks a couple of weeks ago, but had some personal issues going on. I've also ruled out.
Yep.
Yeah. I've also ruled out the first hour of my morning as well, 7 till 8. I don't get on till 8 o'clock now, UK time. So started back up the gym last week. So I do 2 hours in the morning up the gym now before I get on, which really helping. So yeah, it's back on track now, mate. Back on track. Back on track now.
So you can see he's Mr. Muscles, and he had a special job in Vietnam, was it the Playboy Club?
Playboy, yeah, I was close protection for the owners of the Playboy Club and the club management. So yeah,
so
it was all good. It was a good job.
Yeah, his choice. I will not speak for himself. His lifestyle, he likes a lifestyle of Southeast Asia, also in Vietnam and Thailand. It's a great place to be, and the freedom.
Lovely place to be. Yeah, lovely place to be. Still cheap to live. So, you know, you don't need to make a lot of money out of trading if you want to go and live there.
But lifestyle, yeah. We're all in different places.
Yeah.
𝗙𝗙𝗘𝗘, welcome. Thank you, Dave. I'll come back to you. 𝗙𝗙𝗘𝗘, welcome. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, thank you, Jeff. Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you.
Come on.
And Malcolm. So here we go. Oh, so let's have a look at this. I'm looking for, that's what I'm looking for. I'll mark this. Oh, something's happened. I've had a draw tool. I apologize. I've never noticed a draw tool before. So the reason I wanted to share that with you, because this is real here. 10 a.m. This time of the day, just mark up 10 a.m.
Fucking junk.
Nick, can you mute yourself, please, if that's you, or if it's whoever's speaking? 10 to 11. Quick. That's my chart marked up. Yep. 10 to 11 trade. The market has been coming down. And something happens around about this time of the day. And we're looking for some of the things we spoke about yesterday. So let's go back to here. Wasn't there, but we spoke about fair value gaps yesterday. Does anyone remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. We also mentioned it. It's actually, although it's supposed to be Thursday, stabilizes multi-time frame analysis and things, but we're doing this on the 1 minute time frame. 1 minute time frame. Something happens about this time. We're looking for a low and we're looking for a high. So the price is here. So can someone give me a different phrase for a low? Who's anyone here ever traded smart money? Jaden, you traded smart money before?
No, but I started learning about it.
Okay, so what's typically underneath here? Let me just do it this way. You see people doing things like this. Have you ever seen people draw that on the charts?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, what does that represent?
money,
What they're telling you that means?
that's where price needs to go
Price needs to go.
to like snatch people's money.
Snatch people's
Yeah,
money.
that's where liquidity sits, basically.
That's the word I was looking for, liquidity. Yeah. So let's have a look at this. I'm on the 1 minute. So it came from this high on this time frame. 1 minute, it's coming down. It stopped. Look, why did it stop there? Look left. What is there? We covered it yesterday. People want more.
Nice fair value gap.
Nice. Thank you very much, Stefan. Bang. Malcolm, just take your time with this. You're the special one. You got the special link. That means it all goes in so much quicker than everybody else. Yeah. Calm down. And people, is this the low? Is this the low? So people say, I'm going to buy there, right? They go buy there. They might go and make themselves a cup of tea. They come back. They've lost the trade. They go, how is that possible? There's this like FFS, for fuck's sake. It comes down. They say, that's the low now. I'm getting the turnaround. It's the low there. They go there. They get excited. They make a phone call to the friend. They say, oh, I'm in the money. It comes out and takes a stop loss. They then say, this time I'm watching it. 10 a.m. Here's a special time. I'm watching it. It goes up and they go, oh, here we go. Then it starts turning. They said, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. I can't go out because the broker spread, I'm at break even. I just maybe one more candle it'll go up and it comes down. And then they're minus. And they're like, no. And then eventually it takes a stop loss. And they're like, why does that happen to me? Why does it happen to me?
I emailed my broker one day. I said, are you spying on me? Like, are you watching me trade? Because it was just going up, just nudging me,
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
flying. I was like,
Yeah.
this is a joke. Like, there's something too fishy going off here.
So the key to trading, the real key, is a word that begins with P. P. What's that word? P. The second letter is A. A little bit of patience, yeah. I'm not the best singer. Yes, thank you, Helena. Patience, that's the key. So that's what typically new traders don't have. And that's why a lot of the time I teach on the 1 and the 5 minute, because they cannot sit on their hand. They can't sit on their hands. They can't do the markups. It's a lot to take in.
Can I just say I've just lost 2%, mate. I moved my stop loss further back. Like I thought, oh, it'd save the day, but it ain't. I mean, I was stupid with not putting my trailing stop loss down to just cover my account. I could have took 0.5%, then I could have took 1%, but me waiting for it to move further down, it's turned around, it's bit me in the arse now. So
Yep.
I've lost out 2%.
So thanks for your honesty. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's still not good.
It's not good, Nick. And
No.
if I may speak direct, have rules and stick to them. That's my advice to you. Because when you move it and then it takes you again, and it's like a few swear words, 1% becomes 2%. And you're like, and if you're thinking about a funded account and then you're now feeling yourself under pressure, you know, and then some people have this desire then to, I've got to get it back. I've got to get it back, rather than just write the day off.
Yeah, I'm feeling angry right now.
Yeah, of course you are.
Off, mate.
Of course you are.
Fucking joke. The harder I'm trying, I still can't get it. Still can't get it, mate. I've had enough.
Yeah. Thanks so much for your honesty. So let's look at this. As I was saying, did it take you out here? Did it? Okay. So let's look at, and we went for liquidity. Well done. Who mentioned, was it Stefan that mentioned liquidity? Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So now, I apologize about this. What is that there? Space. Now, this is how easy this can get. Space, there's a little U, comes back down, taps into the fair value gap. Here we go. Why did it stop there? Let's look at the candles. People want to look at the candles. We have one candle. We have one candle. We have two candles. So that potentially could mean it's changing. So rather than that, I'm going to go left. And I'm going to look at why did that stop there? Oh, where's the high? Let's think of this FVG here. There was the liquidity above there, so it might have put a stop loss up there. So if it's here, it could potentially go just a little bit higher. But look, from there, I go immediate left, takes out that bit of space, the fair value gap, and then it's moving. Can anybody see that? People asked more about the fair value gaps. Is that transparent, honest enough? I focus on the bodies. You see, the wicks do take it further, and the wick would take in that high, that body there. I'm showing now without any indicators. So why did that stop there? So we only had one and it carried on, one and it carried on, one carried on, one, two. Okay, so there's something going on here. But we can look, we know that because we've probably spotted, we've probably marked that up. It's a fair value gap. And depending on what you call this particular candle here, some people would call that a banker's candle, some people would call it an order block. So there's a whole bunch of different phrases for this. That's why I just call them stabilizers if my indicator actually mentions it. This is an indicator I use sometimes, order block detector, and it's not on it at the moment. I'm not using anything. Yeah. So I've switched that back on. You see right there, my stabilizer there. Don't actually need that. I'll hide that again. That candle, my software does it, and I teach people to do this. You just get a horizontal ray, you take 50% of the stabilizer, although at least the bottom of it, if you know, and look at that there, bang, it drops. It's not 100% perfect. It's probably about a tenth of a pip out. Sorry, 2/10 of a pip out.
Right, I'll have to make. I'm starving. I've got to make something.
Yeah. So can you mute yourself, please? Who's speaking? Yeah. So someone was making dinner or something. Yeah. And mute yourself, please. Thanks. I like people to speak. I'm comfortable, but just yeah. Thank you. So again, 50%. And here we go. Now calm down. People say, well, Jeff, is there any, let's do a bar replay as in it's happening now, not the good old days. Let's do the bar replay so we can see this trade out. This is the last few candles. So what I'm showing you is, let's say you don't even have this software because it's not even showing right now. Yeah, there's nothing, but it showed it. And we've marked that up. That's the high before that dropped. This just played out. We have one candle. We have one candle. We have one candle. And it goes back up. It's now we know we're approaching this fair value gap. We look left. We look left. Okay. Some people at this point may be doing something like this, what I showed yesterday. You might just draw a simple trend line at 45-degree angle. Might be 50, whatever suits angle, just a ballpark. Or you can put on a moving average of some form, whatever suits you. One more candle. We'll now hit that. If you got the 30-minute trader, it's highlighted it. With 50%, we'll mark that across. So now look at this nice wick. Can someone give me another word for this candle here, rather than just a wick and a body?
Is it a hammer? Upside down hammer or something?
Inverted hammer.
Okay, that's 𝗙𝗙𝗘𝗘. I apologize. 𝗙𝗙𝗘𝗘, can you?
Inverted hammer.
𝗙𝗙𝗘𝗘. Let me have prayed to the wrong person. Yeah. Thank you, 𝗙𝗙𝗘𝗘. If you want to speak, please speak. Apologize about that. I know you're alive. Appreciate. So we did that there. So what type of candle is this? People asked to want to know about candles. People said yesterday, they said, I want to know about the candles. So what type of candle is this? If you can either
What's it
comment.
called?
Yes.
Is it inverted hammer?
It could be. I like the sound. I like the sound of that. A hammer, a pin bar. Any of these things, there's other names for it. You know, you could actually do this. You can go up to indicators and you can just type in.
Is it a doji?
And that's a little bit bigger than a doji. You can do candles. Yeah. There's actually a little thing, candle types or something. Let me just check. It's in technicals, community scripts. That actually highlights all candle patterns. There you go, all candle patterns. And normally, so if you hover over them, that one's a hammer, that one's an engulfing. I'm expecting them to do something. Oh, you've got to switch them on. I don't have them all switched on. You've got to go and switch them on. Yep. So go and have a look at that. All patterns up there, and then that'll help you read the candles. So it's just a little pin, pinned into the price, and then our stabilizer with a fair value gap. We're saying this when you get there's something to pay attention here. Potentially reversal. You've either got your moving average. Oh look, and there's two black. Look, one black, one black, one black, two blacks. Could it continue? Yes, it could. We've got a fair value gap here. Based on that, it could continue. It's just taking this fair value. If it goes below that, then it's potentially changing, going sideways. Let me look at some candles. A minute. When you see this candle here, who wants to know all about candles? Who was it yesterday that said they wanted to know about candles? Maybe they're not here. Do you see how this candle here is so much greater than this one? That's called an engulfing candle. Yep. I mean, this is just a different type of candle. It goes up. Nothing really much happening there other than that there. When you look at it, and you look at this candle here. Can someone tell me about why did this stop here? I went up. Why did it stop here?
Did support come resistance, or resistance become support, or something?
Okay. Is there white space here? Yes, there's white space. So there's no a usable phrase imbalance or fair value gap. That makes sense of it. See? So I've got that there. There. Price has to go back up to here. At least 50% of that. You may have heard me say that yesterday. It goes up and comes back down. What's here? Fair value gap. Let's look at this. So that whole candle, in fact, from there all the way down. Is it here? Apologize. To there. On that candle, it's got to come down to, look at that there. It comes back. So it's done its job up, it's done its job down. Now, let's think of this. Black, 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 white. That one's a little oddity. goes back up, and it comes back to that candle, taking out all this fair value gap imbalance here. So think about what I just said there. Now let's look at this here. That there, where it came down, fair value gap, and an odd one. Went up, high, and a fair value gap there, fair value gap there. Price come into it. At this point here, we've got a decision to make. Do we take some of the money or trade off because it's achieved something to close out? We hope to get a little bit more. And this is where trading psychology and having a trading plan comes in on its own. So let's take one more candle. It's going sideways. So this candle here, see how this is inside this one here? This is called an inside bar, inside of that one there. So at this point of view, doesn't really say, it just says it's going sideways. You could do something like this. You could do something like this and look for a breakout one way or another. If that helps. Now it looks like it's going down. Another candle. So I'm looking left, so it's definitely done the breakout below. We've got a little fair value gap there we've got aware of. Look for reversals there. Fair value gap. Is there anything else? I'm aware of this candle here. I'm also aware of this little area in here. So I've had a wick, but so I can't see anything at the moment, just so you know. Yes, I'm on replay, but I'm trying to slow this down. There's a gap there. So let's look at trends. Part of this is all about trends, noticing the trends. Yeah. Trends. We looked at timeframes. Support and resistance will come to you in a roundabout way, which was using this before. Right at the start. So you could say support and resistance is your previous high, but I'm giving you more detail in the candles rather than just the support and resistance. I did something. Is everybody there at all? Hello? 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 Hello?
Looks like we're losing them.